Session Judge, this is the case of Bridges.
Thank you.
Yes.
You all may be seated. Mr. Bridges, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I found out that she has a little bit more money, and I wanted a little bit more for the child.
Okay. How old is the child?
12.
How did you find out she had more money?
The child told me.
What? You asked the child or the child told you?
Oh, the child told me. Came back from visiting with her and is like, Mama has more money.
What?
The session begins and the judge invites everyone to sit down. This is a formal opening in a courtroom where everyone is expected to follow proper courtroom etiquette. The judge turns to Mr. Bridges, asking him to explain why he has brought the case. This is the moment when the person bringing the case, in this case Mr. Bridges, gets to explain the reason for seeking legal action.
Where did he say this money came from?
He didn't tell me. He kind of only heard little bits. I think it's from the life insurance policy that she has, and only way I think of that is that she got a loan. Oh.
Ma'am.
He's lying.
Ma'am, when I get to you, you'll have your opportunity to speak, okay? So, the child said life insurance?
Yeah, they said something about like life, so I'm guessing it's a life insurance policy, and only way to really do something with that.
When did he tell you this?
Wait. Hold on one second, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me let you know how this goes, okay?
Mr. Bridges claims that his ex-partner has more money than he thought, and this is the main reason for bringing the case. In family law, it's common for one party to request an adjustment in child support if they believe the other party has gained more financial resources.
Do not address each other. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Now, is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
I mean, the child did tell me what he believes she was using it for.
What did he say she was using it for? Because I think that matters.
No.
Purses?
Purses?
Yes.
Purses? What kind of purse? Like the one she has on the table there?
I don't know purses, so I can't say. I just know that he said Mama's got new purses.
Oh, okay. So, Mama, tell me about these purses.
What? I'm an interior designer, so I have to make...
The judge probes deeper into how Mr. Bridges learned this information. Mr. Bridges explains that his child came back from visiting his mother and mentioned that she had more money. This sets the stage for the dispute. Was the child right? And what does this mean for child support?
And you have to make sure that you have the money to buy that, right?
Well, I go bargain shopping.
Okay.
There's a lot of good purses out there, but I go shopping for my son too, so, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's saying.
So you're saying that your son didn't tell him that you took money out of a life insurance policy?
No.
Well,
no,
let me ask you
I don't
this.
think so.
Did you take money out of a life insurance policy? It's
maybe?
a yes or no. It's not an
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
so he was not lying then.
Mr. Bridges speculates that the extra money might be from a life insurance policy, and this could be important because assets like these are sometimes considered in child support calculations, especially if they affect a person's ability to provide for their children. The judge quickly takes control of the situation, reminding both parties to only address the judge and not each other. This is a crucial rule in court to avoid chaos and keep the conversation focused on the matter at hand.
You called him a liar. He's not lying about that. You took money out. How much did you take out?
$30,000.
$30,000 out of a life insurance policy to buy purses? What kind of purses are you buying?
A lot of purses.
Like what? What kind of bag is that?
It's a Michael Kors.
Okay, you know what? You obviously came here to waste my time. You did. As an interior designer, how much money are you making?
The judge gives Mr. Bridges one last chance to explain any other details before moving on to hear from the other party. It's an important moment, as the judge is making sure all information is considered. Mr. Bridges continues by explaining what his child said about the money. The child reportedly mentioned that his mother was using the money to buy new purses. This information adds a layer of complexity to the case because it suggests that the money might not be used for the child's needs, but rather for the mother's personal purchases.
My question, as an interior designer, how much money are you making?
$60,000.
$60,000. So you took out a loan against a life insurance policy for $30,000? That's half of what you make as an interior designer. And you did it to buy bags. You didn't do it to spend on this child. Who does the child live with?
Him.
Child lives.
Now we hear from the other party, who explains why she bought the purses. She mentions her job as an interior designer and that she buys things that match her work. She justifies her purchases by saying she also buys things for her son. However, it seems like Mr. Bridges is not convinced that the money should be spent on personal items when child support is a concern.
Him and has she given you any money additionally for the child?
No.
Ma'am,
I've given
what do
him
you have
some.
to say about that?
He's lying. Puro mentiras. You're just lying.
I don't even know what you just said, so I'm not going to even entertain it. Let's talk about the monies, okay? So at $60,000, I'm going to calculate your gross for that. And I'm also going to calculate that gross for that $30,000 that you have. Where is that money housed right now?
It's in my account somewhere.
So, don't play with me. In your account somewhere. In like a...
The other party denies the claim that the child mentioned taking money from a life insurance policy. However, it's clear that there's a significant amount of disagreement about what is being spent on the child versus what is being used for personal expenses. The truth comes out when the other party admits to taking out $30,000 from a life insurance policy. This revelation is a game changer because it directly contradicts her earlier statements and shows that a significant sum of money was accessed. The judge is now focused on understanding how this money was spent.
Anything with it?
It's somewhere safe where he don't need to be touching it.
You know what? Well, he's definitely getting ready to touch it because I'm getting ready to do these numbers. If the $60,000 a year, I have your gross at $4,800. Your net for that is $3,935.18. Then on that $30,000 that you have in a safe place, the gross is $2,500. I have your net. Let me make sure this is right.
The judge continues to probe the purchases, asking what kind of purses were bought. The mention of Michael Kors bags suggests that these are expensive items. The decision now focuses on whether it's appropriate to use such funds for personal purchases rather than for the child's needs. The judge shifts the focus to the other party's income. She admits that she makes $60,000 a year as an interior designer. This is relevant because her income, along with the $30,000 from the life insurance policy, will be used to calculate her
total net of $6,079.81. Who carries health insurance for the child?
I do.
Okay, how much is health insurance?
About 120.
120, okay. Is that for you and the child or for the child only?
Child only.
Okay, child only. And I see here you did not ask for medical reimbursement. I'm just going to have you continue that coverage, okay? You continue the coverage for that. And then at a later date, we may entertain reimbursement for her. But
the judge highlights the inconsistency between the other party's financial decisions and her obligations as a parent. The fact that she took out a loan for personal purchases and did not contribute further to the child's well-being is a serious concern for the judge. The judge is now focusing on the financials and asks about the $30,000. The other party tries to avoid specifics, claiming that the money is somewhere safe. But the judge insists on...
You didn't ask for it today, okay?
Understood.
So, net $6,079.81. That bring your child support amount to $1,215.97.
I mean...
You have anything else to say? You want to tell me about some more money you have in a safe place so I can make that child support amount go up?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you don't have anything further then, I'm guessing, right?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have anything further, Mr. Bridges?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you all are dismissed.
The judge moves on to calculate the gross and net income based on the $60,000 salary. The judge's methodical approach ensures that all relevant figures are considered in determining the child support amount. The judge now calculates the net income from the $30,000. This is added to the other party's income to arrive at the total net income. The careful breakdown of the financials is essential to ensure the child support calculation is accurate. The judge asks about health insurance, which is an important aspect of child support. Health insurance is typically included in child support calculations to ensure that the child's medical needs are covered. The judge notes that the other party did not request reimbursement for medical expenses, but advises that this can be addressed later. The focus for now is on ensuring that the child's needs are met. The judge announces the child support amount, $1,250.97 per month. This is the financial obligation that the other party will need to pay to support the child. Both parties agree that there's nothing further to discuss. The case is nearing its conclusion, and the child support amount has been decided. The scene transitions to Vonda Bailey, the lawyer, who will now explain the legal aspects of the case. This part helps the audience understand the implications of the case and how child support works under the law. Vonda prepares to explain the legal principles behind the case. Understanding the law is essential for viewers who may be facing similar situations or who simply want to know how child support is calculated. Vonda begins to break down the case, discussing what transpired between Mr. Bridges and the other party. The goal is to help viewers understand how various financial assets and decisions impact child support obligations. Vonda addresses a common question. If someone takes out a loan against their life insurance policy, does it still count as income? For child support purposes, the answer is yes, and Vonda will explain why this is the case under Texas law. Vonda clarifies that, under Texas law, assets like life insurance policies and loans taken against them can be considered when calculating child support. Even if the money isn't producing income, it can still affect the amount of support owed. Vonda reinforces the key takeaway, that financial assets, including loans, can impact child support payments. It's a lesson for viewers to understand how the court can take various forms of financial resources into account when making child support decisions. Vonda encourages viewers to engage with the channel by commenting and subscribing. She asks if anyone has experienced a similar situation, giving the audience a chance to connect and share their stories. Vonda wraps up with a final invitation to subscribe and share stories. She emphasizes that the show is all about supporting children and addressing legal issues related to child support. The show ends with applause and music, signaling the conclusion of the case. The audience is left with a better understanding of how child support works under Texas law, and they are encouraged to engage further with the channel.